Good evening, this is your Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It is 11:14 p.m. UK time, heading towards the witching hour. We are going to delve deep tonight. We're going to look into the looking glass. We're going to see what's in store. What's going on around this world, in this crazy, crazy world. Hi, everybody. Good evening, Mystery. Good evening, Thelma in California. Hiya, Nettie. Good evening in Texas. How's everybody doing? Welcome in, Amy Higgins, new subscriber into Twitch. And I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers on Twitch and YouTube. And how are yous all doing? Wait for a few to come on. We are going to delve deep tonight. Hiya, Maria. Good evening, Blondie and Mystery and everybody. Wookie Bear, and I don't know if I've gone live on YouTube. Can anybody check? Let me see. Let's see if I've gone live on YouTube. It doesn't seem like it has gone on, does it? Should have gone on. Yes, I'm live. How are you all doing? It is warm over here, guys. Very, very warm. So let's get my mic sorted. Can you hear us all right? Give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. Good evening, Debbie. Hiya, Ted. Yes, I'm live on YouTube. That's good. I'm live from Newcastle. We are going to go deep tonight. We've got a new Cat Manor, new subscriber. I'm sparkling tonight. Thank you. So we're going to look into world events, what's been happening, and before everybody comes on, I just want to, well, I'll say it now actually. I just want to say it's so sad about what's happened to do with the little submarine, Titan. We're going to look in again to that tonight. I said I would look further into it when we got news, and I felt we were going to get news by Thursday, and that's happened. So we're going to look deep into that, and we're going to see how the mood takes we. Just means high, like high five, yeah. It was so preventable, definitely so. You wouldn't, if somebody paid me $1 million, I still wouldn't go on. I wouldn't do anything like that. That's personally me. But everybody's different, aren't they? That's what makes the world so special. Everybody's different. If everybody was the same, it would be a boring old world, wouldn't it? But I'm going to look into it, and I'm going to see, we're going to delve deeper, because I did touch upon it in my last stream, and I did feel it's as if they had the people who were on board, I did feel they had passed, but it looks like now that they have passed. Definitely so. And it's so sad. It's so sad. But I will look really deep into it tonight, and obviously, where's my crystal ball? There she is. And I'm going to look into the world events for you, and then we'll see what's what. So we've now got 192 in. That's a nice number. There was quite a few billionaires on there, I believe. Yeah. I think you've got to be well connected when you've got to pay that much amount of money. Was it $250,000 to go for a ride on it? You wouldn't catch me doing that. All with a little joystick, you know? All with a little sort of like a PlayStation joystick. No way. Definitely not. But I think they've massively have cut corners, but I will look into it. I've got the cards as well. I think that there is some form of debris what's been found, and it doesn't look very good. I don't believe that they've found any bodies that I'm aware of, but I'm going to look deeper into it tonight. But there's only so much time that you could be underneath the water without oxygen. Do you know what I mean? I'll look into it about the Titanic as well. So let's get my coffee. Hope you are all keeping well. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ah, nice cup of coffee. It's been really hot over here. I know apparently it was so deep. It was it more than 20, the height of more than 20 Empire State Buildings, all the way down. That is deep. That is very, very deep. How do I take my coffee? Well, it's not coffee is real coffee, it's decaf coffee now. Just milk and 1 sugar. But, I can drink it black as well. Very deep. Very scary. It just creeped me out how deep it was. I don't know if you felt the same, guys. It was really, really deep. Anyway, for new people who are coming in and new subscribers, what I do is I shake my little bell and I invoke all the archangels. Well, the 4 archangels, Uriel, Michael, Gabriel, and who else do I do? Raphael. Okay. And they form the circle of light for it. And then if you need any healing, you will receive healing tonight on this stream. So all you've got to do is just write the name of the person who needs the healing and they will receive it. Or you could even write it in the comments section. I always fuse the streams up with Reiki before we start. And it's timeless as well. So even if you're worried about a pet or any situation, just write the name in the comments and they will receive healing. So also as well, before I start, I want to say that Debbie, my lovely friend and moderator who's in Twitch and YouTube, I believe, she's got her new business out on Etsy now. Can you tell us again, Debbie, what it's called? And it's all beautiful stuff, from bath products to, I think it's jewellery and stuff like that, isn't it? What's the name of your business? And then people can check it out. And maybe I'll get the link of Debbie and I can put it afterwards in the stream in the description of YouTube afterwards. It's got a strange, unusual name. Right, so it's on Etsy and it's called Soulboe, which is Soalboe. All right, but what I'll do is I'll catch the link and I'll put it in after this stream for you all on YouTube as well. And I really do recommend our salts. I would say I have problems with my knees, with pains in my knees, and Debbie shipped them over to us from Texas. And honest to God, they were like magic salts that took all the pains out of my knees. And she makes handmade soaps and it's all natural. So definitely worth looking into. Anyway, so let's start. So sit back and relax, and tonight we're going to delve into the looking glass. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, and Ra, and any other beings or angelic beings or any beings from the fairy realm, elementals, animal kingdom, angel realm who would like to come forth to give us true information tonight and to form this beautiful circle of light for everybody so they all receive healing. With love and light, love and light, love and light. So be it. Amen. And happy solstice, everybody. I hope you've been having a nice time. Very strange times. It's a very emotional time with brings out a lot of nostalgia, you know, things from the past. Cancerian. It's all about the love, yeah? It's all about feelings and emotions. But I feel it's like this sense of us becoming more grounded is this has been happening. I did talk about this on my last stream, and I did all the astrologies, all the star signs for June and July. But I just feel it's been very heavy times that we've been living in, and we've all been suffering. We've all been suffering for one way or another, be it either financial or loss or grief or worry. And I just think that you can't go throughout life without having worries, but I think it's been more intense than ever over the last 2 to 3 years, definitely since the veil is thin now. Yes, Marina, your sister will receive healing. A lot of people are suffering with back issues. Anyway, so where do we start? I think we'll start with this because it's all over the news, and God bless them. I believe they've passed over into spirit. They haven't been found. It would be impossible to be alive after this. Okay, but I'm going to double check, and we're going to look into this. Okay, but God bless them, and I just hope that. Well, I felt they were in spirit on Tuesday night. That's what I felt. But obviously it hadn't been confirmed, and it's still not really properly been confirmed. But I believe that the search party's not happening now. I don't believe. And with the debris that's been found, and they're going to analyse that, we're going to see if it is the actual Titan's debris from the craft. So let's look into this, okay? And we're going to see what the cause was as well. So I'm going to go deeper into it, because I sort of like laid back a little bit on Tuesday out of respect, you know, because we don't always get it right, us psychics. But I think it's sometimes in a situation like that, and how you would feel if it was your loved one stuck in a situation like that. You wouldn't want somebody morbid going on about morbid stuff, would you? I think that there's a great belief in prayer and hope and raising that vibration. So you've got to have like respect for the families involved. But yeah, it's like all out on the news now. It looks like it's definitely connected. So we'll get the cards. Does that sound okay, the mic? Something definitely happened, didn't it? We'll see if they bumped into something or what's happened. Okay. Okay, let's go straight into Titan. And apologies because I was calling it Ocean Something, which was the name of the company. And that was on my last stream. And I'd also said that there was extra people in when there wasn't. But there was somebody's son on who was, I believe he was 18, 19, just a young lad. Let's have a look. Let's see what's happening. Absolutely bonkers that they controlled it with a video game controller. Right, so we're going to shuffle the cards. We need a true answers, Michael. And I'm going to use my intuition and my psychic eye and try and remote view. I believe there's been a big explosion in a cafe or a restaurant in China, you know. Don't quote us like, but there's all sorts of awful things happening at the minute. One more. Right, I'm going to ask questions. Okay, so where do I start? Are they in spirit? Okay, are these dear souls in spirit? Let's have a look. I'm going to pull 7 cards out for each question. Definitely so. Okay. I believe that there's going to be massive investigations into this. Why was it passed? Why did the company pass it to go in? What I'm finding a big question mark about, and you'll have to comment on the link below if you know more than I do, but I would have thought when you're launching a little submarine, any submarine, into the water, it would have been controlled by a boat, or they would have been tracking it. So when it all went tits up, okay, and it all happened, and then the Coast Guards were brought in and everybody was brought in, why wasn't the boat there what launched it? That's a big question mark. Where did the boat go to? And why couldn't they track it? Also, as well, I'm getting that I read somewhere that there was cutbacks on it to get rushed forward. So I'm going to look into that. Okay. Because normally you would get it checked over by submariners, high up in military, that type of thing. And apparently there's something out there, don't quote his mind, but I was watching it online, that apparently it came from his words as well, the guy of the company, that he didn't want to pick anybody who was white or middle-aged guys. He wanted to be different. Now, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter if it's Coco the bloody clown or the sky blue pink with dots on. It doesn't matter. It's got to be somebody who's qualified to check it over. So to me, it's as if that they weren't looking at the people who are going into that. And it's as if I'm believing that the wokeism had come over the safety of somebody going into something like that. Okay. But nevertheless, I do believe that I'm feeling as a psychic that they are in spirit, okay? And what I'm getting very strongly is that I am getting very, very strongly, as I look at this, I've got the moon card upside down. So there's something what doesn't fit right with this. Okay, something doesn't fit right with this. People have asked us about, is it a connection with the energy with Titanic? You could say a little bit of that, okay, which we're going to really delve deep into this tonight. But at the end of the day, you can't underestimate the powers of the ocean. Take the spiritual side out of it. The ocean is vast and it is very, very powerful. And as we know, look what happened to Titanic. But we've got the moon card upside down. So there's been things what shouldn't have, checkups what shouldn't have happened with it. Things what got rushed forward. That's what I'm feeling. And there's something what doesn't quite fit with this whole story. Or maybe as I'm getting that there's more information to come out. So to me, it never got checked by the correct people. Okay. I also feel that even though these people were, this person, the company was, I don't know if they were funding the money or they were billionaires, possibly billionaires, but there'd been cutbacks to do with the material made with it. And I think it should have been launched later and they rushed it through. So there's definitely been cutbacks here to do with money. Or it's been about money. Does that make sense? There's definitely been a collision. I'm seeing a collision. So I know this is the Hanged Man, okay? But if you look at it and we turn this upside down, right? So it's like I know it looks like the light's emanating from his head. But to me, I'm seeing that, the way I perceive that, is that there was like his head's knocking against the pole. And I get a trapped feeling. You know how he's tied on there? It's like trapped. Let's pull some more cards out. So how did they get trapped? There's definitely been something what hasn't... It's got rushed through. And I've got the upside down magician here as well as the upside down moon. So to me, there's stuff what's been pushed through, what shouldn't have been pushed through, or the proper checkups weren't put into place. It's been rushed through. And I don't know if it's been the making of the thing or it's been launching it when it should have had more tests run on it. We've got the 7 of Cups and we've got the 6. There's more news to come out within the next one. So it could be within 1 day or within 1 week. Hiya, Lance. Have you been working? So we've got the Empress card, and that's natural to do with the sea. It's to do with Earth. It's to do with Mother Earth. And we, like I say, we do not know what's going on underneath that seabed. Yeah, it could have been a whale. I don't feel it's been a whale, but we're going to look into it. But I also feel like the power of Mother Nature. And it's interesting how it's all happened over solstice as well, which is very, very interesting. Right, I'm going to say something to you now. So this situation has actually happened. All right, I'll just uncross my legs, get comfortable. This situation has actually happened, as we know, but we've got the illusion card here. Okay. So you can look at this many different ways, but it's as if, I get that when they went onto it, something happened, all right? Something definitely happened. And that's the young male. That's the young male there. So I don't know if he's had like a panic attack or if he's had... I read somewhere that he wasn't keen on going on and he just went there because he wanted to please his father. But I believe that there was something was connected around him. So they've gone in, they've started to go down. And I believe that he's been panicking. He's definitely been panicking. Okay. So this definitely happened. But I believe this young man, I feel he was very, very tuned in. Like a lot of youngsters are. They're very, very tuned in, like psychic, and they feel things. And I just felt that he just couldn't understand it. It was affecting him. It was triggering him. But obviously it's too late. Once you're in there and you start going down, you can't get back out again. So I don't know if he's had some sort of flip out and he wanted them to turn around and go back. And they've tried to persuade him. But it's funny because I feel something happened. You know the joystick thing? Now, I don't know, to try to keep him calm, I don't know if the pilot or the guy who was running the expedition, I don't know if he said, why don't you come and have like a go of it once they've got further down, just to try to involve him. And something's happened to the joystick, all right? Or he turned it a different way and it's knocked something. It's knocked something. Now, normally under circumstances with submarines and that, the how can I put this? they would have like a tough exterior. But something's happened with this knock, and it's done something, and it's cracked something. So water started to come in. And I'm seeing the water coming in. So there's been like this panic on. So they must have been quite far down when this started to happen. And it's so awful. Why am I getting deceit? I'm going to look into this. So I've got upside down world. So that says that like they're off planet now. They've gone over to the spirit world. God bless them, into heaven. It's awful, isn't it? But I'm going to look in to see if the energies of Titanic with other people who passed on Titanic, if it's caused like something in the collective which could have also caused the accident. It's absolutely horrendous. Awful. Yeah, so I know this is like the safe house protection, but it's upside down. So we're not talking about a house here, we're talking about the little Titan, okay? The little submarine. So it wasn't safe. It wasn't safe. And it was something to do with the material. I don't know if that's going to come out, and it's going to come out at a later date. Why was this made? Why was that done? Okay. So I don't know if there's going to be somebody who's going to be suing somebody. I'm feeling something like that could come out at some point. But I do believe that also when you're looking at that, I got like haunted house, but it's not haunted house. So I would say there's a lot of souls down there what need to be released. I know this because I've cleaned houses before. I've gone into haunted houses and removed poltergeists and demons and, you know, that trapped energy. They're definitely all right. They're in the spirit world and they're safe. God bless them. So, but what lies on the ocean bed, okay, is a lot of trapped souls. But is a lot like of trapped souls there. Now, it's not like you can go down there and waft a bloody and do like a blessing and waft some smudging stick. But it's like a huge graveyard, yes. It's definitely like a huge graveyard. So I'm going to recap this. I'm going to gaze into here and do some remote viewing. Okay, so he's had a panic attack. And they've been trying to calm him down. They were like giving him a little drink and telling him to breathe. His dad gave him something to like a sweetie or something. And then they got further down and they managed to calm him down. And then he said, "Do you want to have a go of the manoeuvring?" And something's happened. Right, so when he manoeuvred it wrong, he didn't manoeuvre it wrong to bump it into something. What's happened is, you don't get underwater currents, do you? Or do you? But they've got sucked into something and he hasn't been experienced enough. He was experienced on his PlayStation. Terrible this. It's so irresponsible that they allowed him to do this, but they've got wedged in something and they've tried to get out of it. I don't know if it's part of the Titanic and it's bashed the surface at the side. So it's just gone, it's just all exploded. It's like once you get that water in, they've got wedged and stuck, and then it's got caught on something. Definitely. Unimaginable what the families must have been going through over the last 48 hours of the last week. Horrendous. But to me, I said this to you a few weeks ago, there's going to be events. They're going to be real events. They're going to be happening. And there'll be distractions. All right, so they are real events, they are happening, but it's distractions to something even bigger, what's going on. We could look at it that way, but we could also look at this as a collective, as spiritually, all right, that, you know, we're being faced, not even the rich. Nobody is immune to Mother Nature. Nobody is immune to the bigger picture. This terrible undercurrents, right? Okay. So they've twisted into something, and they've backed into something. They haven't been able to get out of it. And something happened to the joystick as well, and it's cracked it open. It's cracked it open like cracking an egg. It's cracked it open. Because they're shown as somebody like cracking an egg. Okay. So, this young man, I'm getting him, and it's as if he didn't want to let his dad down. And we're all here on my individual journeys, you know, and the way I see it is, and I said this to you a week ago or more, it's okay to say no. It's so important that we take our power back, and it's okay to say no. But maybe their higher selves, and I know I'm not trying to make this sounds twisted, is a spiritual medium. Some people leave this planet before their time, and some people, the higher selves, they know when they're going to leave. And sometimes this is to teach us a lesson. They're definitely in spirit. Who in the audience said they're not in spirit? That's crazy. They're definitely in spirit. You're gonna get all theories coming out. You're gonna get all theories coming out. What I'm also feeling is that something should have been done to I'm getting this feeling that something should have been done to it, or a checkup, or something should have been done, or something hasn't been replaced or put on it. And there's deceit there. Why do people leave before their time? Some things in your life are fate and some things aren't, and we have to navigate through in this matrix on this planet. So you have different pathways, and this is how you get people who get murdered and they have accidents. Sometimes, you know, we're going to navigate away from evil on this planet. Basically, it's a training ground here. It's school. And some people do pass before their times. I bring people through when they say they shouldn't have passed when they did, and angels wept, but they took them over. But there's free will as well. Some people choose to leave. By whatever reason, they choose to leave this planet. And it's to wake people up or whatever reason, or it's just that they've had enough. But I actually get this young man, he didn't want to go on this thing. That's what I'm getting. So I don't want to speak ill of the dead, all right? But the feeling I'm getting with his father is that he you know, nobody could say no to him. He was a rich billionaire. He got what he wanted. What I'm saying to you is that even rich people, billionaires, can suffer. It's you can look at this many different ways, but as a teaching of it, I just feel he wanted to please his dad, and it was the most fatal journey the last journey that he ever made. We need to learn to say no if we don't want to do something. And this is for the younger generation as well. There's an empowerment that it's taking place across the planet. And we've got to go with our gut feeling. So obviously this young man, because I read this somewhere and it's true fact, that he didn't want to go on this thing. He was having a panic about it. And too right. So God bless him, do you know what I mean? But maybe it's a teaching he had to give his father. We don't know the whole picture of this. Maybe he had to teach his father something. We just never know, do we? But as we have it at the minute, I just think that there's going to be investigations into it. I'm going to find out why I'm getting a lot of deceit. Is there a bigger picture why this is happening? Could have somebody deliberately done this to the Titan, or left something off it before it went in? We've got to look at all these different scenarios. Right, okay. Right, so there could be many different things here. We've got the Five of Rods, which is a loss. Okay, well, we know that's happened. But that could be like somebody's like deliberately not put a cap on something, or not checked something, or done something. But it could also be jealous energy as well. It's as if something wasn't done properly, or it was taken away from it. Yes, I know. It's as if something's been replaced, like taken off it or not checked. I'm getting the founder, the guy who was running the show. It was like he was in a hurry. It was like there's a lot of greed here in this card. There's a lot of greed as well. Okay, so he was in a hurry. But somebody was supposed to do something, or somebody went in and did something. Let's see if somebody's gone in and done something to the machinery. It's like checks what haven't been done. Checks what haven't been done. Eight of Swords is ruin. That's strange. I've got a woman here. A woman here connected behind it. The guy was on board, yes. Something's not fitting right with this. Something's not fitting right. But you know what? Some things will never ever always come out. It's like a woman with money. Cutbacks. Who in the right mind would get into a tiny little capsule of a thing what's no bigger than a transit van? Not even as big as a transit van, with a bloody joystick as a from a PlayStation is beyond me. And then go that far down, that's crazy enough. I'm getting this energy with the guy, the CEO. I don't believe he was a bad man. Not at all. I think that when he got something into his head, he had to do it. And I don't know if that's an explorer's thing. People who are like that just, they just see tunnel vision and they just have to do something. Like that man who got killed, but used to hang around with the rattlesnakes and the tigers and that. What was he called? That Australian guy. And he took a load of risks. Do you know how I'm on about? It's like, I'm getting this energy. I'm seeing him coming in with his steely grey hair. And it's as if that, yes, they were making money from it, but it was like a kid with a toy. He was excited. It was like he was really excited. And I don't know if they used to have parties and gatherings, and it was like who had been on it. But he wanted to go further with this. There's a NASA connection. Steve Irwin. Right, okay. So I don't know if NASA was connected with this or he was connected with NASA. If you find anything out, you'll have to let us know. But I get this energy that it was his hobby. It was something that he was proud of doing. But what he failed to do for these people, he rushed it, and it should have got checked. But I also feel that he trusted the people who were checking it, and something wasn't done properly. And like I say, I question about when it came off the launching boat. You know, how do you lose a bloody submarine in this day and age? NASA is connected with this. I'm getting funding with NASA. $250,000 or pounds each, is it dollars? That's like $250,000. $250,000. So that means he tried on 4 people. Well, maybe obviously not. He wouldn't be paying it. That's like nearly £2 million. But anyway, what I'm saying to you is, like, if they've had all this been funding, I know for a fact NASA's funded this. So if you get all these big corporations and they're funding this, why hasn't it been properly checked? Why is it being run just the way it was run? Everything's tracked. We're tracked. Something doesn't add up here with this. But I also feel very, very strongly it's as if somebody's not wanted him here for a reason. So he skimped on things, right? But I don't feel he's been a bad man. I just think he's just wanted to rush at things to get things done. But he's put it in with somebody else to check it out, and they haven't done it properly. So there's been somebody who's backstabbed him as well. It's spooky. There's money definitely connected with it. But if you're looking at explorers, people like that, they have this energy about them where you can't tell them what to do. They'll just go and do it. And I get this was the energy of him. You know what I mean? I keep going back to the young man on the submarine. It's like he was freaked out about something. They are at peace. They are at peace. Look at that. And that's the ocean. We must not underestimate how powerful the ocean is. But there's mysteries we do not understand what's underneath the ocean. They would have liked to have like proper engineers and submariners to check it, and I don't think it's been done properly. There's something not quite right. Got the loaned man. Big names have been connected with this. Oh, definitely. But you'll always get somebody who's going to explore or somebody who's going to do something. I think NASA's been definitely connected with it, and I'm getting Boeing. So you're talking like, lots of money was ploughed into this, or they had their fingers into it. I don't know if they were sponsoring him or there was a connection. So what I feel very strongly is that I'm getting, there's something dark there what's wanted him not to come back on that journey. But they haven't known that. They haven't known that. There's the Joker. They've not realised. They definitely went on the journey and they've not realised. So it's been a bit of a one and a bit of another. There's been cutbacks on it, on material. It's been too rushed. He's brought it forward. But I also feel something's happened where something wasn't checked or done before they launched it down. And then, of course, you've got undercurrents and stuff going on. And it wasn't verified, or it hadn't been passed for it to go down as far as it did. It hadn't gone down. It shouldn't have. It was only verified or passed that they had said that it could only stand to go so far down, and they went further down. I believe the Saudi connections connected with it as well. Big names connected with it. But we're going to witness more of this. We're definitely, because it's kept we so distracted, and it's like we're being tested from the dark and we're being tested from the light. But Mother Nature holds both. But then you've got bad players, doing nasty things to people on the outside, on this planet as well. I do believe he had a lot of jealousy at him. Had some of these men been to space, because I get a space connection, or had some of them been on some space flights? I'm sure some of them had. So they were like, I do believe, the businessman possibly wasn't with his son, but I do believe they were experienced people. Right, so we've got the young man. Right, so it's definitely a loss. There's been money connected with it. One went to space. It was the English guy, wasn't it? NASA's involved, yeah. So there's the young man there, okay? And now I know it's like the page of swords and it looks like he's not got an arm on. Actually, no, it looks like he's got his arms folded. But, I know that's the sword, but I'm seeing him with the joystick. Let's see about him. And I think the guy who was running the show, he was trying to father him and say, come on, it'll be okay. Do you want to come and have a go with this? Do you want to come and have a go with this? Totally irresponsible why they would take a young man down there. So I get that's been there's been two of them controlling it, taking turns. There's the Temperance card, so it's definitely saying that they're in spirit. Definitely in spirit. And there's the sea. It's definitely, I don't feel, I know this sounds really horrible, but it's, maybe you're going to die, you may as well go quickly. I don't feel I've felt anything. I think it's been very, very quick the way it's happened. But there's definitely been some sort of, when the water's come in, it's just, everything's just gone psh with the pressure. This is strange. I've got the Destiny card, so it was on that path for it to happen. Now you can look at this many different ways. Maybe it's God, maybe spirit, the higher selves, or it was planned, but it was meant to happen. Isn't that awful? It was destiny. Definitely money's connected. Or cutbacks with money. I want to know why is frightened about something. Let's pull some more cards out on that young man. I want to know why he was frightened. Was it a panic attack? Or had he seen something? Had they seen something? Had they seen something through the window? Something mysterious that's seen through the window. These are very powerful cards. And obviously I've got success there, so it's like successful people. Some who won't take no for an answer when they make their mind up. Harvest. That's like they've gone through to the next level. The wise man, when the man stands in snow, he will know the truth. But look at that, he's got the fire underneath his cape. There's no smoke without fire. There's been an explosion. But what have they seen? Something wasn't done, which made it weak. I'm hearing great. They've got stuck, they've tried to back out of something. This is really, really strange. I don't know if there's been some sort of an argument on it or there's been like a kick-off. Because that's like being restrained. Right, we've got the King of Swords there. That could be his dad. Was it in two parts? Was the thing in two parts? Could it have been like in a capsule? Could it have come out into a capsule if it was leaking? Something's happened and he started to panic. Implosion, not explosion. Pressure from outside in. But something's happened before then, Willie. Something's definitely happened before then. They have knocked, definitely to do with the joystick. They've carried 3 backups. Yeah, but what happens if whatever they're plugging into is not working? No, it's not that. It's they've scraped, they've got stuck. They've tried to back out. It's been an accident, and with it not being checked properly and poor material, it's exploded or imploded. Started to come in. Could it have, so there's no way it could have gone into 2 parts if they know that there was water leaking and they couldn't have gone in. I don't know why I'm saying this. It's not been a sudden implosion. It's not been a sudden implosion. No way. Or explosion or implosion. There's no way. There's been water gushing in first. That's what I'm getting. So water's come in first, and then it's just, yeah, water's come into it. But it's been water bursting in. It's not been the other way. It's been water bursting in. That's what I'm sticking with. That's what I'm feeling. It's come from outside in, not inside out. Outside in. Yeah, because I can see them holding their hands. They're holding each other's hands and they're going under. Like a water boom. But there's been some sort of a scuffle on there or something as well, or I don't know if it's because he was having a panic attack or they were trying to calm him down, or there's been an argument. There's been some sort of a scuffle on there. Basically, yeah, it's like they've gone down in a tin can. But watch for investigations coming out with it. That's what's coming out really, really strong. Watch for like investigations. So you've got the Justice card there. They may find something, and it may be one of them, or it may be more evidence to come. There's something else to come out. I want to say within the 1 to 3. So that could be 1 day, 3 days, 1 week, 3 weeks. Could be, the 3rd of July. I don't know. There's something they're going to find. It didn't have to happen. The leak caused the inside boom. It was leaking in. It was leaking in. Right, okay. So we've got the Tower card here. So look at that. So it's come from the outside and cracked it open like a shell. I'm still sticking with that. That's what's happened to them. Just going to double check if it's been the Titanic what's cracked it open. So it's negligence. Sabotage, negligence, and unfortunate nature. You can't underestimate the power of the sea. I believe the families which are left grieving tonight with no answers or needing more answers, I believe they will get answers. There's some answers to come. But believe you me, there's going to be some investigations here into it. Was it Titanic? Metal. I seen metal. It's like they were trapped into something and they were trying to get out of it. It's been metal. It's been part that they've got trapped into something. They've tried to back out of it. At the same time, something's happened. He's had a hold of the joystick, the young man, because they've been trying to get him involved, and it's done something different, and he hasn't been able to get out of it. So the older guy who runs it took it off him, and then something's happened to the joystick. Not the joystick, something what was connected to the joystick wasn't working. It's been a hole what's come in. It's cut it open. Yeah, it's awful. But anyway, it's you literally can't, you can't put a price on your life. You literally can't put a price on your life, and it's like a big lesson that we've learned here, visualizing, saying it. But there's something else what's may not come out. People will talk about this. There's something else what's not quite right. There's something else there's the loss. The Five of Pentacles. The Nine of Wands. And I'm definitely getting target and attack. It's coming out really strong. Have they all crossed over? I also feel like the young man seen something out the window and he got quite freaked. I know this sounds really crazy, but I don't know if he's seen some bodies or some skeletons floating about and it's freaked him out. It's like a floating graveyard down there. Have they all crossed over? Yeah. Yeah. They had two sharks with trackers on them. Sharks experts said it was unusual for the sharks to head in that direction so quickly. Interesting. Why didn't I have a tracker on this thing? My question is that why did the boat pay off when the Coast Guard and everything turned up? The boat shouldn't have left, launched the submarine. You don't just launch a submarine and bugger off and leave it. It just doesn't not make sense. Normally it sticks by and you track it on the radar. They're definitely off-world. But there's also been some jealousy, or there's been somebody behind something what's wanted not all of them, but is wanting maybe one of them who's not here. Because we've got the Magician card, so there's something else going on as well. And unfortunately, when other people are in the way of it, they'll just go there because they're there in the incident as well. And then, of course, you've got the solstice, and it happened around about that energy, the full moon. Why would they want him out the way? I'm just going to check this. Why would they want him out of the way? He was a one-off. He was a clever man, and he was going to do other things, and it didn't fit their agenda. There's been something else behind all of this as well. Like a hierarchy. I wonder if he was going to get into space projects and stuff like that. He was going to go and do things with moon buggies. They're just incredible inventor. What's a megalodon shark? No, I didn't feel. I turned the cards on that. It was definitely metal what impacted which caused the hole. I don't believe it was an animal. I didn't get a fleshy type of substance. I got like a metal type of substance. There's more information to come out. There's definitely more information to come out. It's metal. It's definitely metal, unless you get metal sharks. You know, like stingray. Remember stingray? It's definitely metal I'm picking up. Some things, you know, some things are just so dark that you'll never ever get to the bottom of it. I want to say that. Some things are just going on that we'll never ever know, or we'll never get to the bottom of it. Keep getting clocks and timing. Clocks are coming out. I definitely feel it's as if that somebody somewhere is known something, or known that this was going to happen. But they are at peace. But there's more information to come out. And I think what's going to come out, there's something about some footage to come out, or they're going to recover something. Is that possible? That could be. They're going to recover something or find something. Very weird. So I hope that's helped there, guys. I just think that it's I'm not seeing them all. I'm seeing the silhouettes of them. But the young man I'm seeing, I got him on Tuesday night. And he loves his dad. But I just think that he wanted to teach him things. We're children, don't forget, we're children. Choose us, and we don't own our children. They've come here to teach us things. I don't know if he was a university kid or whatever, but I feel like he had the whole world at his feet, and he wish he'd said no, because he didn't want to leave his mom and everybody else. I don't know if did he have a sister or? And he didn't want to leave. But he is all right. A hole came into the side of it. That's what he's saying. Water came in. There's been a struggle in that ship. He's going like that. No, he's going like that. Too much. Watch for it to come out, he's saying. He says it needs to be left alone. He says it was so spooky. It freaked him out. It's so spooky. What did you say, sweetie? What did you say? Faces. He was so empathic. He was picking things up. He was picking up what they had gone through. It was too overwhelming for him. Are you all right? Yeah, he's around his mom. He's around his family. And there's life after life. There's life after life. So it burst in, but it took a while to, they had time to speak before the water came in. And one of them was saying a prayer, or religious on there. One of them was saying a prayer. He was holding his dad's hand really tight. Really tight. It was the noise. He said the noise was horrible. Going down into it. The creepiness of it. The eeriness. He said it did not have a nice vibe. And he said, this is coming from this kid, right? He said, if that was the Titanic, he said, you can leave it. Because it's not a nice vibe. With a Muslim? Was he Muslim? Yes. He's just in this beautiful garden. And there's a family pet over there with him that came for him. Contracts, papers. They've wanted them out the way. He was going to do big deals. They wanted him out of the way. I'm going to leave that one with you. Okay, so are you all right now? Getting used to it. He's saying he's getting used to it. He's coming in with loads of lovely red roses for his mum. The owner. And there's two of them what's been on there actually. There's been the two of them. I'm live, son, okay? There's been water what's come in and they've had time to pray. Shut the door, son. Good night. Just gonna see if I can get him here. Just with his mum. It was the cold. It was the cold what was bothering him. It wasn't a pleasant experience. Was not the ride, he said, wasn't it? He didn't like the ride. Everybody was telling him, oh, it'll be fine, it's okay, and enjoy it. Look at this, look at that, look, there it is. He just was, it's like he knew, it's like his higher self knew. He just felt sick. He was sick. He was sick in the place. With shock. He just wanted to be home at that point. He just thought, what the hell have I done? Why have I gone into this thing? He was feeling it. He's shown us his bedroom at home. And I don't know if he had a crush. Yeah. That's all I'm getting, guys. I just feel like there'll be more to come, but there's some information to come out about it. You're the same 5 minutes before death do when you go over. Doesn't change your personality. So they're getting used to it. I do feel that, is it Hamish? I can see him coming forward now. Oh, he loves his wife so much. Targeting, he's saying. And his kids, he loves his kids. So Hamish had gone on in the, maybe he's in space. But they're getting used to it, and I'm going to leave it there for now until more information comes out. Okay, guys. Whew. I don't see an implosion. I don't see it from inside, I see it from outside coming in. Yeah, it is pretty morbid, isn't it? Let's weave the bell about a bit before we do the world predictions. Let's send some healing to you all. Don't underestimate the power of the sea. That is supposed to be one of the deepest parts of the sea, and I do believe that's just part of what we know. There's more. It's like going into another world. Okie dokie. I'm going to leave the cards there, and I'm going to do a world predictions for you. Just going to go drink a coffee. Yeah, they're going to find more evidence. They're going to find stuff. Watch for it coming out. Right, get ready to rumble. Let's see what's going on in this crazy, crazy world. Okay. Well, as it's revving up around the world, I want to say that more events will take place. The veil is thin, guys. I'm seeing something about factories, and it's in the US, and I don't know if it's going to be a strike. So they look like chimneys with smoke coming out. I don't know if it's oil industry or factories. I want you to remember that. Strikes happening, and something about lots of mud, or it looks like a landslide, it's a volcano. I've said this before, there's like Gaia's changing, we're changing. It's like the spots of earth, the pimples, they're all bursting out. Some things are natural, some things aren't. But I want to say that there's a volcano here ready to erupt. I'm getting the W or M. Could be a place or an island. Explosion near a building as well. And it looks like it's an inbuilt area, like a city. Like I'm walking down this city. I'm in the town, and there's lots of high-rise buildings. I don't know if it's somewhere like New York or where you would get like the streets like that, and they're all the high-rise buildings. Explosion nearby. And I'm very drawn to the Vatican tonight, and I don't know why. So there's some big news coming out with the Vatican. Fire and smoke I'm getting tonight in this crystal ball. We've had the water carry on. with the submarine. Now I'm getting fire and smoke. It's like all the elements, isn't it? I'm going to give you some numbers here, guys, okay? And they're to do with events or dates, days with big news coming in. You can obviously always use them for the lottery as well if you want. Remember, you've got to be in it to win it, but this is more about lucky numbers, right? Lucky numbers or big events or big dates coming in. 22, 27, number 4, 44, 9 and 10, 21 and 23, 9 and 10. Right, remember that. Now 9 could be like, say, September, or it could be the 10th month, October. So watch for that. Or it could be the 9th or the 10th of the month. They're really revving this up with Trump. I do feel, they're going to try and imprison him, It's, they're going to really try this, like. It's a big twist with all this at the end, mind. Big twist. And a little while ago I had said that there's going to be like splits with the Republican Party. I'm seeing Kevin McCarthy and he just looks like worried. Like something's going to like burst out of control and he's going to be making a speech. Ructions on. Will they succeed? There's different timelines here. It's possible. I said this about a couple of years ago, didn't I, that they would try and do this. It's very possible, but there's information to come back as well. I keep getting military. I had this in my last looking glass. Something about military. It's going to be everywhere. Military announcements. I'm getting that. Announcements. W&M's coming out. Big news coming out with... Could be Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's more big news to come out with here as well, so watch for that. I see the Republican Party changing a lot, and I see the Democrat Party changing a lot. I've just seen Biden again there on a stretcher. Lots of islands. It's all right, I'm dotting backwards and forwards here. Because you can't ask the ball, you've just got to go with what you're saying. It looks like the Philippines or lots of islands. Restrictions around the globe to do with trade are a problem. And there's something about the Philippines or lots of islands where they're helping. Remember, everything I'm telling you, it'll all fall into place. Oh, talking about Steve Irwin, because he's in spirit. I've just seen him. I've just seen Steve Irwin. And he's saying it's true, Louise. We as explorers, we don't take no for an answer. I don't know if his wife didn't like him to do what he did or his family. But it's a buzz, it's an adrenaline rush, It's a journey we all have. I'm getting Steve Irwin. No fear. Some people have it, some people don't. Some people are just fearless, and sometimes that can be their downfall. Yeah. A lot of old players coming out of politics and a lot of new players going in. I'm getting a paint smell. That's like fresh new paint. It's all the front players. What is that? I see a situation on news to do with a child. So this could be like another news story or something, event type of situation. Watch for it hitting like social media and that, okay? In media. It'll be all right, but there's something about a child or a child getting rescued or something like that. Something about a cave or something, or underground cave. I don't know what I'm getting here, or a hole. Could be a pothole. And there's also going to be some big, huge news coming out to do with a missing child or a murdered child or a missing child. There's some huge news to come out to hit world screens. Also watch for big news to do with around Hollywood with the big names. I mean, obviously you've recently had the thing with what's it called, Mel Gibson? But there's some explosive information to come out, more to come out, and then there's somebody to suddenly exit. Trouble brewing in Middle East. Army camps. They look like American army camps. Wow. And I'm seeing this so clear, guys. Camp. You know what it reminds us of? Remember that television program from the 70s called MASH? It's like army camp set up, and it looks like it's somewhere near Afghanistan. Camp base. Helping people. Smoke. It's all over world news. Like squaddies and armed forces get moved there, trying to get the people out of something. Is it Iran? Where is Afghanistan near Iran? I'm terrible when it comes to geography, you know. Not one of my best things I did at school. Okay. The rise and fall of power and change coming in around the crown again. Big shocks, big change. Something about a bridge. I'm seeing old Earth, yeah. It's really strange, like a Gotha, like, is that how you say it? A Gotha. I'm seeing old Earth. Announcements coming in around Australian Parliament. Watch for a lot of sightings this year, guys, to do with lights in the sky. Glitches in time, glitches in reality. Not everything is what it seems. Things getting hidden. We need to look at what's been taking place. We need to look at what's been taking place and the timing of when things are coming out. I've said this for a long time. It's like when everything comes out and comes to a head, it's like we don't know where to look because everything's happening all at once. And that hasn't come yet. That's about to come. There's going to be more news with another submarine, guys. But it's not like a baby one. It's like a proper submarine or something. So watch for that. I seen this vision a few weeks back. I don't know if I said it on Twitch or it was on here, where I seen lots of things bobbing up and down in the sea. I don't know if it's a new technology they're bringing in. Whoa. There's so many underground bases. I don't know if anybody in this audience paid for the ticket to see Stephen Greer's conference. I didn't. But I've watched some of the videos on it on YouTube and that, like his interviews. But he's like trying to push all this information that it's been as you know, we're in an information war, and it's been all this stuff he's been building up over the years. And these are so many whistleblowers, which are military whistleblowers, and who are coming forth. And he's taken it all to Congress. He's taken it all. He wants something done about it. So many black operations and all sorts of things going on. But as I'm looking into this, right, what Stephen talks about, I just see this huge underground city, and they're already here. The extraterrestrials are here. They're working and living amongst us. But there's a network of underground facilities. So from, say, the North Pole to Canada, you could get there underneath a network, like a tube station, but it's futuristic. That's what I'm saying. And they're carrying on building this. I think we're going to get so many sightings this year, guys. We really, really are. Crazy, crazy times we're living in. So as the world boils up there, and we've got everything boiling up there to do within politics, it's going to get pretty heated in the USA. But we're coming into the eye of the storm. As I'm looking into this looking glass, there is a big twist. There is a huge, huge twist. But it won't end the way we think it will. Remember, everyone's playing out their part to what they need to be doing. Even Trump. They will rule the day what they have done. They will regret the day what they have done when all things come out. But that doesn't mean he's going to get back in. Black op operations. It's a lot more futuristic than we would ever know, and it's been going on since before Eisenhower. There's something about an incident to do with around a ship next. Watch for that. I'm wondering, Mary, there's something strange there. The ship, it looks like a military ship in the sea. Incident. It's very, very clear tonight, this crystal ball. Movement going on Mars. everything's, because we're going to start seeing a lot of things in glitches in reality, glitches in even strange things to come out on the news. We need to watch for it. It's going to get wild, absolutely wild. The intel and the information that's going to come out. So this is why it's important that we keep rooted and keep grounded. Because we're like the little beacons of earth and we've got to keep ourselves grounded. Does that make sense? So we raise the vibration on the planet. Right, so I'm seeing stealths. So, like if you go back to the 60s when people probably seen UFOs, they probably were stealths. Does that make sense? It is extraterrestrial equipment, technology, but it's to a different level now, scalar, quantum, it's all out there. It's like there's two worlds. It's like I'm looking into this crystal ball and it's like I'm looking at the earth that we know, but there's like, that's just like basic to what is actually being hidden back from where. I'm not going to hold back tonight, guys. It's like they can access through time and space from this planet. And they're traveling through time and space on this planet. Highly advanced engineering. I think we're going to go very woo-woo tonight, guys. I'm going to feel it coming over us. My hair's starting to stick up. When my hair starts to stick up, I feel like we're going to go woo-woo. I want to take 5 minutes in the minute. Lots of marching, lots of strikes in the UK. Big changes to come in around Japan. They're very much into the space stuff. Big changes to come in with politics in Japan. A lot of cleanup what needs to happen in South Africa and places like that. A lot of corruption. So you've got the network, a new network, what's happening. It's as if like they have a list, they have a list of things that if this agenda doesn't work, they'll try this one and that one. But it's something to do with internet. It's coming through really, really strong. But it has to happen to bring in this new technology. I've said this for a long time, and it's like you go above the controllers. And I believe, right, that you've got like good guys and bad guys working together. It's like because they know what they have to do for this to bring this new technology onto the earth plane. And people are saying, well, I don't want the technology. Well, get used to it because it's here. And it's been here a long, long time. The technology that we have now, it was like, it should have been, they've done something to our timelines. It's like, this is what should have been out in the 60s. To what we are going to get, we've been held back. We've been stuck. We've been stuck in the land and nod. They've held we back. People say, oh, well, the technology is evil. No, it's who's been controlling it. Everybody who follows me, and you're into like all the Palladians and all of that. How do you think they got here? They didn't get here on a banana boat. They got here with highly advanced technology. It's just been held back from it. It's about knowledge. The world's going to look so different 20 years from now. But digital's here. Digital is here, and it's the start of the new system. It's not going away. So people like Trump are here to play their part. Musk is here to play his part. You know, everyone's here. But some people are being puppeteered. Some people have attachments. It's all about karma. This is school. Big news coming in with the Saudi prince. And something about a love story where it can't be, and everyone's going to be like, oh, but it can be. And it's like something nice, but it's strange. Something about abduction as well, and somebody running off with somebody. Don't know what that is, so watch for that to come out on news as well. So give us a few minutes. I'm going to go make a cuppa, and then we are going to look deep again and see what happens. I might do some remote viewing or some channeling and see what comes through. Musk and Zuckerberg are going to fight in Las Vegas in Fight Cage. Shut up. Honestly. That is hilarious. Oh my God. Right, so give us a few minutes. Go make your cuppas, get your popcorn or your cup of teas or whatever, coffees. No, I felt it was between somebody like royal and somebody who's not royal, or something what's gonna, like that sort of feeling. I got like a Pocahontas energy. I don't know. Give us 5 minutes and I'll be back on in a minute. Right, I'm just going to put the plain picture on for you guys, and I won't be long. Okay, go make your cuppas. Loud and clear. Okay, before we start, I'm just going to just another little scan here to see if I missed anything off. Have you had your coffees and that? Scalar technology, yeah. I just want to check something else because it's just in the air. You can just feel it, can't you? And I will put Debbie's lovely site, which is marvellous stuff. I'm not just saying it because I know her. It is amazing stuff. I've tested it out. And she makes amazing, gorgeous stuff, from ornaments to jewellery to bath bombs to creams to salts to everything. Okay. And our salts do work. They really do. They're like magic salts. They sizzle when you put them in the bath. And if you put it in a hot bath and you put the salts in, it sizzles and the sizzle goes into your kneecaps. It's gorgeous. Anyway, let's see what else I can see. And she does amazing stuff with resin as well. Okay. What do I see here? Yeah, so I've talked about this before, like an event in sea. So the world is changing. The world is definitely changing. We've got, when people say, oh, the white hats are in control, no, they're not. We're a load of rubbish. All this wouldn't be happening if that was the truth. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's karma, and it's going to take a long time to clear up. There's a big mess here. But we're going through a massive transition on the planet, and there's new technology what's being brought in, what's being held back. So the way I see it is, and I do see on and I look on into the future, the world is going to look very futuristic, but it's going to change massively. But we're going to go through all sorts before we get there. But it is going to be like, it's like we're in the eye of the storm now. Everything's about to change. Do you know what I mean? Somebody's just mentioned here, Teddy in the audience on Twitch, that will there be more news on Harry and Meghan. I definitely feel there's more news to come out, more explosive news. There's more leaks to come out. I wouldn't be surprised if he writes another book or something else, or Meghan could write a book. There's more stuff to come out. Do you know what I mean? But there's a lot of change taking place. And the UK, is the heart of a lot of it. I mean, it's steeped over here at the minute. People say to me, why do I talk a lot about the US? Because it's a lot more exciting than the UK. It's so bloody boring over here. You know what I mean? And I'll be honest with you, I think that we're croppers over here at the minute with what's going on. It's like what I feel that what they're into and everything. So and that's on both sides. I would say on the Conservative and the Labour side, they're no good as each other. They're neither any better. So it's going to take time. But I do feel like how they're trying to pull off these 15-minute cities, I don't think it's going to take off. It's something like a global thing, what's coming to do with trade. And I've been saying this for a while, we need to prep. But there is going to be a lot of strikes. And we could have it this winter. I mean, when I'm saying it raining and that, I mean, sometimes it rains over here in the summer. Do you know what I mean? But it looks like it's cold and wet and dreary. So I think that everything's going to start to really hype up there, to do with everything from politics to crazy weather, as we're coming into this stormy season. Is that round about October time, parts of the world? You've got typhoons, and we're going to have a lot of crazy storms to take place. Some of this is natural, some of this isn't. Like I say, there's technology out there we do not know. But where I see the puppet masters and they've been in control, one by one, they will start to lose control. It's just going to take time. It's going to take time. But I keep getting the Middle East tonight, and it's coming through very strong. I'm getting the Middle East, and I'm getting Saudi Arabia. So maybe it's the heart of it's going to all start around that area. And there could be an event there to do with Taiwan as well. But like I say, we're witnessing it. It doesn't always mean that it's true. It's like events are taking place, but there's always something else happening behind the scenes there. But there could be like a shortage of vegetables. So I've been growing my vegetables. You know, it's something, I think it's a great hobby to get into. So I would definitely recommend it, you know what I mean? Even if you're not that green finger, just start with potatoes and carrots and stuff like that and see how you go. You don't need to have land to do it. You can grow them in bags on balconies. But it's there could be problems with food. As you know, food's becoming very expensive in the supermarkets and stuff like that. And there's going to be new regulations, what's going to be put into place, which is going to take place to do with American food. That's coming through very strong. I was watching something on the television about, because we over here, we don't seem to have so much chemicals and colours in our food. It was all banned a long time ago. But there seems to be a lot of strange stuff, different acids and different things which they're putting in the foods in the USA, which shouldn't be put in the foods. So there's going to be new regulations to come in with foods. That's going to take place. If that doesn't take place this year, it'll definitely take place by next year. So watch for that. Okay. UK inflation is double. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's like all different countries were coping with different things, you know. And there's something about to kick off to do with Canada as well. I'm getting that really strong. And I've been seeing this for a while where I see the flag could change into the future. But there is brightness on the horizon, you know. But for people who are living around the world and they're living on the globe, places like Hawaii, you know, places where they could get volcanoes and storms and that, earthquakes, you know, there could be a lot of earthquakes this year as well. There's a big one to hit, I would say a big one to hit Japan. So I want to send healing and blessings out to people around the world in Japan. And I see a bit of a strange one to take place in around the California region. But where there could be major problems, it's to do with the seabed. Keep getting the sea tonight as well. That could be with what we've been talking about with the Titan thing. But I just think it's about us just trying to, it's the fight of the fittest, and that's why we have to keep grounded. Don't forget, everything's been manipulated, even to do within the truth community, and I've been saying this for a very long time. Because the snake, you know, the hidden energy, it sort of goes into people's egos and things like that. And then, of course, you had paid ops, which were put into these organisations, which were put in, which were put into communities to try to trick the masses as well, because they knew that where we were going. So they were what they do is they put true information in with false information. So it's like trying to deprogram people. And a lot of us healers out there, we've got a heavy workload on here trying to get people on the right path. But remember, it's a personal journey. It's a personal journey. So everything to do with what happened with the 17th letter of the alphabet, it was put out, it started off, and then it started off, I would say, on the right path. Then it got intercepted. It got intercepted by 3-letter agencies, and it got intercepted by dark organizations. And, you know, you could call whatever you want to call them, reptilians or whatever. So then it was an inside attack to get into people's minds, like a mind psyop. So there's been a lot happening that we've been up against this year. But then there'll be true information that they'll put out within it as well. Does that make sense? There's so many different hidden organizations. And the DS doesn't consist of just like a group of people. It's different types of organizations, of different, not just people we know, people we don't know. But some people are being placed where you may think they're the enemy, say within politics, because you're not batting on that side and you're batting on the other side. But it doesn't mean, you know, some of them are being so played by frequency, right? Okay, frequency. And then there's also mass tricking of CGI as well. And that's going to be on the rise, because before we have this massive changeover, I could be looking 10 years down the line here. I have actually looked on to 2033 before. There's going to be the internet is going to come quite unsafe, you know, a little bit like the dark web, because of all the, we've got the trolls and we've got all sorts of interceptions coming in. Okay, and then you've got spying, what's going on, where we're being spied like Big Brother. But you've also got, it's going to get worse, and I think that there's going to be a rise of cyber criminals, but also people suing people, and there's going to be a lot of trickery out there to do with CGI. It's sort of like trickery because of voice recognition and to do with facial recognition, and they can make somebody, like they can bring a company down. And they could use this within politics as well. So we are living in very trickery times. So we've got to go through this because it's going to be that the rise and the fall of everything before everything rises and changes. So there's going to be a new internet what's going to be brought in. But you've got to understand the next internet what's coming in is going to be what's connected, where it could reach out across the Milky Way. So when man hits Mars, I've questioned that because they don't realise what's on there. But when they hit, I do believe they will put their feet on Mars. It will be televised. But when man goes to other places out there in space and it's televised, okay, and on other planets, it'll be a case that we'll be able to just FaceTime each other. We can't do it with this technology we've got, but we will be able to do it with the next technology what's coming in. And holographic mail is on its way in, guys. And it could be sooner than what you think, by the end of the year or into next. Wonder what the food prices on Mars are like. Well, if the Americans get their own way, they'll try and stick a McDonald's on there, wouldn't they? I've never actually looked at the food on there. I've remote viewed there. I've got a marvellous video that I put out of remote viewing. It is in my library. I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's on YouTube. It's in my library. Check it out. Could be going back a few months. It's Remote View Mars. And I do a predictions at the end of it, like a prophecy. But a lot of it's secret military underneath there. And the humans there. So I would say definitely that you could probably get a cheese sandwich there. Or a coffee. I would say that I've transported myself and I've looked and remote viewed onto the starships. And they have the most extraordinary food on there. Because there's different types of beings eating different types of things. But like for a human or a humanoid, they would just prefer to have like a cheese toasty, you know, or a salad. They would be able to get that. But then could you imagine standing in a queue in a canteen with the most different types of beings? But there's a lot of strange fish-like substances that they eat, and eels and strange sea creatures out there. But it's actually very good for the bodies. We would probably not want to eat it, but they eat it. They are actually repulsed about what we eat. But there's something about food is going to change, and restrictions on what they're putting in the food. Never mind what's put out there about where they're saying that we're going to be forced to eat bugs. Don't listen to that, right? New regulations are going to come in. Oh, do you like eel? Oh, I don't think I could cope with anything long and slippery in my mouth. Oh, that sounds a bit funny, doesn't it? I know I couldn't cope with anything like that. No, definitely not. So there's a lot of nasties what's been put in the food. It's been proven, you know, different things that you can buy over here, what you can buy in the States, and they seem to have added stuff in there what shouldn't be in there. And this is why people are getting sick. New regulations, that's going to be on the rise, and a rise to do with plastic as well, that's going to be on the rise. You've just laughed out loud. Yeah, chocolate-covered grasshoppers. Well, I mean, they do in certain parts, I think it's Malaysia and that, they do eat things like that, don't they? And apparently they're supposed to be delicious. I mean, you wouldn't catch me putting anything like that in my mouth either. I'm a strange one when it comes to stuff like that. A lot of people like that pulled pork. I would pass out putting that in my mouth. I don't like pork, but B, I don't like stringy meat. It just knocks. It's something about texture in my mouth, you know. And I certainly don't like anything long and slippery going down my throat. That is for sure. Certainly not. You wouldn't catch me eating an eel. But you see, that's why the world is so different, isn't it? We need everyone's different. So you've got to understand it's the same out there in the galaxy and on these starships. They eat a lot of eel in Jelly-Deal. The Cockneys do in London. I literally couldn't. I really, really couldn't. I like haggis. You know, not many people like that. But no, I couldn't eat a long, slippery eel. I would cockle and pass out and probably throw up on the floor. That would be me. You know what I mean? My son and I are sensitive to textures in food. Yeah, I'm the same. Oh, I like lamb. But I always feel guilty after I've eaten it because I think of the little lamb bobbing around in the field. But I do like a nice lamb kebab and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like lamb. I like chicken. I don't like stringy meat. Maggie Motherwell, she had smoked eel in Amsterdam, not slippery when smoked. I don't care. I wouldn't like anything long and rubbery or rough down my throat either. Oh my God. Right, let's change this subject. Fish and chips. I'm just a bangers and mash. I like a bangers and mash. Smoked eel is fantastic. Right, okay. Scorpions in a jar. Do people eat them? Yeah. So I've actually seen what they do eat. And but there's protocol, you know. There's protocol going off up in space where we've all been held back from it. It's keep getting the year of the horse. I've had this for a long, long time. I don't know when the next year of the horse is. Oh my God, Louise. You've got to laugh, and humour is good. God gave us humour to raise the vibrations. Oh, liquid snot. All right, got you. Now I do like seafood, but it doesn't like me because I'm a severely allergic to lobster and crab. So there you go. I've got to have one of them EpiPens. So that's that out. You know, but I can eat sushi. I'm fine with that. I like most food, you know. So getting back to these starships, it's all going on up there. And of course you've got these operations, these secret operations going on underground as well. It's not just about going off up in space. I mean, China's building a big space station. They've been building it all the way through the lockdowns. So there's a lot of underground bases, very futuristic. But they are here. The extraterrestrials are definitely here. And it's not, we haven't got to worry about them. It's man what's causing the problem. Since I've mentioned food, the chat's whizzing up. It's whizzing up. You don't like sushi. Veggie sushi's lovely. Okie dokie. Let's see what I can get. So it's like a gold war that we're in. It's all about money and greed. Now, I said something in one of my last... Good night, Mary. I said something in one of my last world predictions, and I don't know if anybody cottoned on to what I had said. It came through very strong as like a prophecy, and I'm getting it again tonight. Some things have to be the way they have to be for for everything to come out. And sometimes people have to be in power at the right timing for everything to come out. Now, don't shoot the messenger, what I'm going to say, all right? There's a reason Biden's in power at the minute. There's a reason he's in the White House. It's not a mistake. Because what is about to come out, and if it's not him, it's going to be somebody who's going to replace him before the next election, which will be another Democrat, all right? But what's about to come out, only at the minute the Democrats will pass this, not the Republicans. Listen carefully to what I'm saying. This might sound very cryptic, but it has to be passed in order for the new technology to come in. Doesn't matter what people think, if he's a puppet or whatever, he's a puppet, right? If Trump had been in power, it wouldn't have got passed. All right? Trump's here for it. He's a matrix breaker. He's not a Gaia fixer. And I'm getting this really strong, what I'm saying. Trump's a matrix breaker. He's not a Gaia fixer. So sometimes they put people in, be it either the puppeted or whatever, but everything has to be where it has to be. So I'll probably get loads of backlash for saying this, but I've got to say what I say. You know what I'm like. I don't go along with the crowd. I'm getting it really, really strong. There's a reason why it is the way it is at the minute. And that's all you need to know. It's has to be this way for what's to come out. And you need to look at what Stephen Greer, not many people like him, right? But you need to look at what he is about to expose and what is about to come out. He's put nearly all of his 20 years or more into whatever he's been doing. There is a lot of stuff to be leaked and it's about to come out. Okay? So everyone's where they need to be in their position points on Earth. Musk's where he needs to be. A lot of people don't like Musk because sometimes they say that he's mark of the beast with what he's doing with the chip thing. No, it's not. All right? You've got to look that the technology can also be done for good, where this could help people with strokes and stuff like that. All right? He's trying to get a restriction put on if it gets into the wrong hands, because what we don't need is AI taking over humanity. But currently, as the way it stands at the minute is we've been very tricked by AI through the darker side. So there's a battle going on at the minute. But and it's got nothing to do with politics. That's just all a front. Dr. Stephen Greer, yeah. That's all a front to what's really going on behind the scenes. That's what I'm getting tonight. So Biden's not well. I'm not holding back tonight. He's not well. He's not a well man. Be whatever you think about him, he's not a well man, right? And I'll very much doubt if he gets in again. All right. There's big twists and turns to come within the Democrat Party. I'm getting that very, very strong. As you know what they're trying to do with Trump, and it's all just one big bloody dramatic show. We can see, it's how politicalized it's gone, all right? But I just think that they've been after something, after whatever he's got is not what's been put out, all right? He's got something on them, and it's like, it's the race. I've always said this, it's the race to the finishing line. I just think that there is big changes to come in, and there'll be voting soon within the Democratic Party. That's all I'm going to say on the matter at the minute. I'm not going to go on far down the line about the next election because it's too far out. But I think there's a bigger thing what's going on behind the scenes, and that's what you need to know tonight. It's all the extraterrestrial artificial intelligence is there. It's definitely there. So maybe in the bigger scheme of things, above the controllers, maybe God, Source, has wanted us to do the inner work on us. Because it's great if all this great technology comes through, like med beds and God knows whatever could be out there. But we've still got to do the inner work. Any healer will tell you this, we've got to do the inner work on ourselves. That's what it's about. Because I know this would be a shame, and so if you don't let go of that energy, that can manifest into where you become unwell. So we just need to learn a bit more, and we're going through this massive shift at the moment. But what everybody's going through on this planet is we're all playing out our karma, no matter what it's about. You know, it could be you've come back to get Mr. Blogs down the street, get him back. You know, we'll come back to heal our ancestral wounds. That's what it's about. And to heal things as well. Sometimes we've come back to teach, to create, to foretell, to entertain. Because we're all different parts of collective from source. And we all have different qualities about ourselves. So not everybody's into politics. So what got me so annoyed when you were going into this so-called truth community, they were saying, well, you're not awakened if you don't like Trump. What a load of bullcrap. Do you know what I mean? Because some people haven't come back to do that. Some people have just come back to heal, to do healing on people. You know what I mean? It's not all about politics. Politics is actually the matrix. It's the same penny, two different sides. But you'll never take the Democrats, is it? Or Democratic? You'll never take democracy, should I say, that's the word, out of America. But you'll also never take the Republic out of America. You've got to agree to disagree. And there's this going on at the minute, like this. So it needs to heal. But some of these oldies have been very puppeteered. And then I question even about what we're watching, if some of them are, you know how people talk about clones and stuff like that. A lot of it's CGI. A lot of it's trickery. I've been saying this for a while. You just need to watch that film, The Island. And it's got Ewan McGregor in. And, oh God, what's she called? That pretty girl with the blonde hair. You need to watch the film The Island. It's quite an oldie film. I think it's from the 90s or the early 90s. But it's just sort of explains a lot. So I just think that once in a while we'll get these warriors coming in to change the system to do what they need to do. USA is a constitutional republic designed to protect the rights of individual. Exactly. But you're never going to, it's going to be agree or disagree. I just think that we're coming to like the crescendo of everything. It's all going to about to erupt and change. But it has to. Scarlett Johansson, yes. Has anybody seen that film? It's really, really good. I'll give you a little sneak preview of anybody who hasn't seen it. So you've got these groups of people. They're all beautiful and young. And they're living underground in this futuristic city. But they don't know about anything else. And then they're told that when they win the lottery, they go to the island. And they get really excited. But then you've got Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor who realise that there's something fishy about it. Because they don't really go to the island. They're taking them away to organ harvesting them. Because they are the clones. They've been made as a replica of somebody who's up on Earth. It's a really creepy film. But it's really good at the end. And I just think that you always have a hero in it. There's a hero, and they're not meant to fall in love, and they're like robots. They don't even, they've been grown in a test tube. And these two fall in love. And then they realise what it's all about because they escape and they get out. It's really, really good. In a way, it's like back to front with what's happening here. But if you think about it, all we know is that we're living on this rock. And the sky's above we. The sea's on the sea. And space is up there. Because we've been told that. But actually there's more to it than that. So really, are we on the island? And we've been very tricked. It was 2000, was it? And then I think that there's just this, because of all this wokeness, what's happening across the planet, and you've got, again, everything's getting seeped in because they're preparing way. You could look at it as a very negative way, but you're also preparing way for what's to come in. Because once we meet up with these different civilizations, you've literally got no idea the different type of sort of ways they have, the way they are. Different cultures, they would be really insulted, how you get Italians, what Italians are like. You meet and you go, mwah, mwah, and kiss on the cheeks. You couldn't do that with some of these ETs. They wouldn't like it, you know what I mean? They would find it really insulting. So it's like, look, you could look at it like, have we been taught social distancing? You could think of, this is spiritually, by the way. I always think that is a flip side to everything. Have we been taught about social distancing before these come in? Have you ever thought that they were running around and maybe is that we were infecting them? It could have been many different things. Or it could have been that they were trying to track her from space, so that they were there was all sorts of things going on there. But I just think we're being prepared for something on many different levels. So, if we were transported now onto one of these starships, I'm not saying that the sea were like savages, but I've been saying this for a while. We are the Flintstones, guys, and it's not our fault. We've been held back by these sociopaths which have been running this planet, for a long, long time, and it needs to. We just know what we've been told. So that's what awakening's about. It's like us figuring it all out. But there's no ending. I'm going to tell you now. There's no ending to the awakening. It just goes on and on and on. People think that, the awakening. So it's like when Trump comes back, it's going to be like the world's going to be all wonderful again. No, it's not. We've got to do this inner work. This is what it's about. I do believe that he's got stuff what he's going to disclose. And it should have bloody well come out by now. But I don't think it's all on his feet. I think that there's more to it. I really, really do. So the awakening just never ending. When you realise, it goes on and on and on, and you can keep digging and digging and digging. But you've got to be able to find a comfortable bit for you, and we're all different. We've got to try and keep balanced. But there is an attack on masculinity, feminine energy, in rights. And this is what we are good at because we're tribal, is to start standing up for ourselves, basically. And there's nothing more powerful than words. That's me rant for the night anyway. I just thought I would say that before I start doing my remote viewing. But I just think that we're all being tested on many different levels. And what we've done is we've gone down this crazy path of thinking, they're taking up rights away, they're doing this and they're only if you let them. only if you let them. You can't change their pathway, but we can change our pathway. We're all different for a reason. We're all different for a reason. But one thing I know, because the ETs that I do channel and the angelic realm, they can't take religion off the planet. It's part of who we are. They don't want to interfere with that. But what I do know that they will interfere with, and they have interfered before, if there was like a threat of a nuclear attack or anything like that, I do believe that they've got the technology to stop that, or they've got the ways and means to stop that. And I believe they've intervened many times. Many, many times. So you've got good agents, bad agents. Just like you've got good people, bad people. Okay. We can only take control of ourselves. And once we look within us, that's when it starts to change the bigger picture. And when you're not looking for outside stuff and you're looking within, that's when the outside changes. But it's not easy. There's a reason I've put myself in this predicament. And for many different reasons, but I just think that I'm looking from an outside view. I'm just the girl what talks to the wall in the United Kingdom, in my kitchen, my back kitchen, and I talk to you. But I see a very divided America. And I just think that it's just the heart of everything is so divided. But it's going to have to split before it's made better again. But it takes us as individuals to come in. Even if I'm just like, I think I've got 669 in, 670 in viewers, it's just sharing what I feel and what I know so I can put that out. What is more dangerous, ignorance or arrogance? But then we as beings, we have tasks to do. We've come onto this planet, we've got to wake ourselves up. And some people are allowed to be ignorant when it comes to politics because they're not here for that mission. They might be on a different life's journey. So when people are saying, "Oh, you're not awakened," that's not true. Everybody is here for different reasons. And everyone's on different levels as well. Everyone's on, don't forget, we are the waves of the volunteers. And we're leading the way, and it's not easy. But it doesn't mean your family is going to be left behind if they're not into the stuff you're not into. It might be that later on down the line they might do something else with their journey. And that's what it's about. But I'm not the only one out of psychics online who've been stuck amongst all of this. And we've had to try and navigate through it. And it's not been easy. But it's been a test on psychics, two psychics, that we've got to had to look within and keep telling our truth. And that's the message for tonight, is just because I'm speaking like this, it doesn't mean that you have to agree with us. It just means that we're all here. And my message is that use discernment. Question everything, but not just within what's out there, what's in the truth community, everything. Go with your heart. Go with what feels. There's always a flip side to everything. There's always a flip side. And what I'm saying to you is some things have to be in place to allow other things to come in. It's like chess. I'm getting it really strong tonight. But he's going to pull something, and I don't know what it is. I don't really want to go what it is or guess what it is. But there's going to be a big twist with all this Trump carry on. Remember that. There's a big, big twist. Telling your own truth is what's important. Okay. I feel better now since I've got that off my chest. Just feel like I've got all these beans here. I feel somebody's trying to make a connection tonight for you. We're on the edge of so much change. Science is about to meet religion. They're so here, guys. And that's closer than what you think. They're closer than what you think. I keep getting Steve Irwin, and it's like he's smiling in this crystal ball. He said it's so beautiful over in spirit. He came in as an entertainer. He was from the elementals. He was an animate communicator. And once you are on that mission, there's nothing stopping you. Nothing will stop you once you're connected to what you really need to do. And look what happened to Steve. And we've just witnessed this recently to do with that man meeting that thing with the Titan. Nothing will stop him. He was on a roll. That was his journey of his life. You know? Remember when they're talking about the fifth dimension, you're a lot higher than what you could ever know. You can't stay in a dimension. We're human beings, for God's sake. We're born in this solid... You would be dead if we were all floating around in 5D. We've chose here to come in as humans. We've got to keep grounded. But you could meditate and go well over the fifth. We're changing all the time. That's how clever it is. When you go to sleep at night time, your soul comes out your body. And you're exploring into the astral. We've been told it's dreams, but it's not dreams. It's just been labelled, like everything's been labelled here. Labels. It's travelling, astral travelling. We're going into our natural, we're coming out of our bodies. We're exploring into the astral and beyond in meditation. So when people are saying, well, if you don't do this and you don't do that, you know, and you don't believe me, that you're going to stay, you're not going to go into the fifth dimension and your family's going to be left behind if they take the job or they do that. What a load of rubbish. I'm just on one of them. I feel like I need to get my nail file out and stop sharpening my nails. I'm feeling in that mood. These are things I've held back for a long, long time, you know. And it's not just me. I've got good friends across the internet. and we all feel the same. I'm friends with JCK. We don't speak much because we're always busy, but you know, there's different people out there across the internet, and we've had to keep our mouth shut watching this. The great spiritual awakening is about spiritual. It's not politics. Just that I would say that. I keep seeing greenery. Keep seeing greenery. It's like I'm standing at a mountain. Remote viewing here, guys. And I'm going into the mountain. And it's ice. And I'm going in through the mountain. And then it's like moss and damp. And as I'm coming through, I'm coming out onto green, lush land. We've got Adam coming to... He always times it well. I wait for him to come in and go. Hurry up, son, because I'm doing something important. Choppity chop. No bother, he says. No bother. Good night, darling. Turn that music off. Awful music. Right, okay. Okie dokie. Oh, God, it's that awful music he's playing. Anyway, let's get back. So I'm going through this like ice cap mountain and I'm going in and I'm being shown, I don't know where I am, okay? And I'm being shown like the water's coming down. It's like in a cave and there's moss and I'm coming through and I'm coming out and it looks like heaven. It looks like, reptilian music, probably. It's like I'm coming out and it looks like heaven. It's all lush and that. And I've got these beings coming towards us. Beautiful, tall, blondish, Nordic looking. I said, welcome. We do reside on Earth. We reside where man does not tread. There's so much of the earth that has not been explored. They're bringing forward this man. He's quite slimish looking. Where are we? It's weird because I feel like I'm going back in time, but there's no such thing as time. Linear time. But I feel like an old feeling I'm getting here. Like old, but it's not old. These look very futuristic beings. He's like going like that, and he's shown us like crystal cities, great technology. Everything's lush, everything's pure food, happy children. Flying saucers. Who's this man? Let's go drink a coffee. It's Richard Byrd. I'm Richard Byrd. Can you hear us okay, guys? It's hard when I'm channeling. Right. This is Richard Byrd. I speak now from the spirit realm. I am with my fellow beings, my friends that I discovered. I come with a universal message for humanity. We are about to face great change. As you know, I made my journey years, decades ago, 1927. And it was in me to be that warrior for the souls that have just recently passed. It was the same for them. You cannot stop once you have that drive, once you have that passion. Do you know what you need to do? It is a passion. And this is a message for everybody in this audience tonight. You need to follow your passion. And that is while you know you're on your true path. My first expedition was that I flew over the Atlantic. From west to east with my 3 companions. We need to follow your passion. Okay. Are you all right, Richard? Yes, my dear, I am fine. There is many great explorers to come forth and great technology that has been held back from you all. As you know, it took me 42 hours, and I made that journey. And we had to take an emergency landing. When you are doing something so precise and so dangerous, you have to make sure your equipment is safe and secure. And I was dealing with some great engineers, some great mates. I was funded by many wealthy men. And I believe that I could not have done this without this. This Luciferian world that you all live in is run by money, greed. But there is goodness what can come out of money, because everything is frequency and energy. In 1928, I decided to explore Antarctica. I received large financial backing. By 1929, we did this. We accomplished this. This world is not what it seems. I have no regrets. I have left my writings, my diary. But you need to know there is ancient civilizations reside on your planet. And great gateways rest below your seas and in mountains. We came across a strange magnetic energy which affected my aviation. This strange magnetic energy can affect ships and planes, and it greatly affects aviation skills. This can be affected. This journey that I took with my fellow friends, this changed my whole life. That was my great awakening. They knew I was coming. It was part of my path. And there is many who will experience what I did. Maybe it's not the same, in different ways. They do walk amongst you. What I am saying to you is, ladies and gentlemen, I crossed into another world. There is the world that you know, and there is the world that you do not know. Physics is not what it is being told it is. I witnessed great pleasure. I ate great food. I met great beings. They showed me their great technology, their crystal cities. We entered into another world from Earth. We entered into another world from Earth. Adenia, the city of the kings, the city of hope. They will not intervene with your ascension. This is part of what you are here to do, an experience of your spiritual journey. But they will intervene if man causes war. They have done this many times before. They have shown me. I was shown their technology, and I did not share this, all within my writings. They are the great beings that have resided on your planet long before you. They want to interact, they can't interact. There is no politics, there is no disease or famine. Everything is perfect, like heaven on earth. They showed me this clock, this great clock, a universal clock, and how time can be altered, and how time has been manipulated. They are speeding up time to bring in revelations. They are not God. They were created from God, like you have been created by God. They are us into the future. They have the great technology. It is sacred, secret earth. Adenia. They knew I was coming. They are telepathic beings of love and light. And you can meditate, you can connect with them through crystal therapy, meditation. Ask them to show themselves to you in dreams. My name is Admiral Byrd. My wife, Marie, she tried to stop. She did not want me to do these dangerous expeditions. I would not stop. I tried many. My first one was over Greenland, and I witnessed the glaciers, the great glaciers. It is in my spirit, and as I stand in spirit, I can still communicate on any level. They blessed me, they showed me the truth. When it is in your spirit, you cannot stop what you need to do. Once I nearly crashed. We had to make a crash landing. Little mishaps. They happen. But we knew. You plan this. You plan it for months beforehand with great engineers, great aviation experts. This is what took place in your seas recently. It was not a mistake. Science, aviation has come a long way since I've been a young man. But rules are rules, and rules do not change. There is mass trickery taking place across your planet, but you need to know. These people also knew their passion, their drive, their ego took them where they need to be. We are all being tested. It is not a place I would never have dreamed of going to. Where I went was not undersea. But what takes place under these parts of sea is great portholes in time and collective energy that is holding on to pain and anguish and karma. What takes place within these people that follow these certain subjects, it lies within their DNA. It lies within their heritage, their soul imprint. That's where they are fascinated to uncover. This is why you go with your true, authentic self. You follow your heart. That's what I did. But as an expert, even experts can have accidents. Even experts can be out of control. That man with that company, he rushed, he was excited. But he would never make a mistake. Bad advised wrong, cutting corners, greed. But somebody stabbed him in the back. Corporations, greed, part of what is changing, part of what my fellow beings are against. I am with this, my dear wife Marie, in the spirit. I am Richard Byrd. And don't be fooled. Look behind. Who owns what? Who deals with what? Use your investment thinking and understand what lies beyond politics is love. And we are at the minute. War, love and harm. Everything's been placed there to divide us all. My hunger as I seen the glaciers, as I flew over Greenland, excited my soul. The beauty, the purity. It is in my blood, it was in my spirit. That's why I made the biggest decision to go further, to take the dangerous journey of all that no man had been before and go to the North Pole. We flew from Norway. With my expertise and my second in command, we went and we explored. And the veil was lifted. My pilot Floyd would never ever talk about it. And my wife never believed. It was something that it was a story. But I knew what I seen. And they are here. And they love humanity. It will take time. You can never eradicate all the evil off the planet. Concentrate on your own life. Concentrate on your journey, not their journey. But understand, when we are what we're passionate about, we make sure that we are perfectionists in the art of what we are doing. Understand, this man who maneuvered the Titan into the great seas. Yes, he cut corners. Yes, he was passionate. His ego took over. But people that he was employing to check did some wrong moves. But what you need to understand is the energy that he was going into was not an energy that his material could take. There is frequencies clashing. Without me going in too much into physics, it's something that nothing can take solid. Call it whatever you want. Call it the collective of all them souls that fell from the falling from the Titanic on that fatal night of the clash of the Titan against the iceberg. That has collected and is trapped within a frequency. It is not to be explored. This is Richard Byrd. Goodbye. Are you there, guys? I hope you enjoyed that. Is my thing frozen? Exchange, or my fat finger syndrome strikes again. Oh dear. We were off the air for a bit, were you? Did you like it? Did some of you lose power outage? Did you hear it okay? Well, I didn't expect Richard Byrd to come through. The Night of the Explorers. We've had Steve Irwin. It's like they were all coming in with their expertise, opinions on things. You thought it was Richard Burton. Sounded like Burton. Oh, I wouldn't mind channeling him. In suspicious glitching. Oh well. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I'm off to make a cup of tea. I've been on for like over 3 hours and I need to go now, and I need to go make a cup of tea. I'm going to make a hot chocolate. That was quite a strange, heavy night. And of course you've had the wheel predictions as well. But I'll see you soon. And I'm going to try and pull another looking glass off for you or something interesting on Saturday night. And I'll be on Twitch on Sunday night with another deep dive. Oh yeah, I've had me rant as well. So we've had pretty all sorts happen tonight, haven't we? So they are here. Everything is where it needs to be. Everything is where what we are experiencing. I'm not going to say trust the plan. I'm not even going to go there with that one. I want to say everything is where it needs to be, and we just need to trust in the universe. I like that. Trust in the universe is better. Trust in God. Good night, guys. And I'll see you soon. I'm just the girl what talks to the wall. And I hope you enjoy my channel. I'll see you soon. Amen. Take care. May the force all be with you all. Good night, guys. Love you all. See you soon. Right, now how do I get out of here? A2I's nearly going purple here. I still haven't had a... He says I've been talking too much. We promise we'll bring A2I through the next time. Good night, guys. See you soon.